here's how the move works. It's actually a very simple move. First, you want the poi to be fairly short, about down to your elbows or so, because we're going to be bouncing it very closely inside. So if your poi is too long, you can always shorten your distance by going in reverse and holding out your hand to catch it. Matter of fact, I use this a lot. For instance, there's a lot of times I'll have like this really long cord, and then I'll shorten it by just spinning in reverse and opening up my hands and letting the cord wrap around my hands. Depending on how many times I want to wrap will depend on what I'm actually planning on doing, okay? But for this motion, like I said, it's going to be down to about the elbows. And then actually let go of one of the poi. We're just going to do it with one hand, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to spin it counterclockwise. You're going to take your other hand and you're going to sneak it in and you're going to let it kind of bounce off the side of your wrist. You see that point right there? That's the perfect spot. Don't hit it here or it's going to hit your hand, okay? It's going to hit your wrist. And that'll eventually not feel good after a while. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab here, bam, and it's going to reverse the direction. Do you see that? Where you're heading at, really, you're going to put this at the 9 o'clock spot of this rotation. So it's right here. And as soon as it gets close, you're going to stick your hand out and it's going to hit the side of your wrist. This will cause it to deflect, as you can see. See how it's deflecting? It's going to deflect and reverse the opposite way. Once it's reversing the opposite way, you do the exact same thing. Wait for it, sneak in, and reverse. See if you can do this. This is the first step. The second step, of course, is to do it with, do it with both hands. So do the same thing. Here. Make sure you can do this. Almost feels like Kung Fu. Kind of feels like hyper style a little bit with nunchucks. Now, we're going to have two hands, and we're going to try it again here. This time, just see if you can do it like this and then stop. Do it with the other hand and then stop. And do it with this hand again and stop. Do it with this hand and stop, okay? Pretty simple. What we're going to basically try to do now is alternate. So the next phase is you're going to take one hand and you're going to spin your poi. And you're going to take your other hand and you're going to spin in the same direction. And if you look to the side, what I'm going to do, my hand is actually behind the other. I'm going to try to bounce it behind my arm, like this. Here's what it's going to look like in the front. Now this may take a moment, because it takes some time to be able to get this front part to spin while the back part's spinning like this. Or you might get it right away, it really depends. So phase one is without the poi. I'm just going to put it in my hand right now and close my hand. Phase one is without the poi, being able to bounce it. Phase two is with the poi, spinning and being able to bounce it again. That's really all there is to it. And then phase three is you just take turns doing it in alternating paths. So here's what it's going to look like. Phase three is going to look like this. I'm going to start with my right. I'm going to pull it behind this arm. I'm going to let it bounce so it's in reverse. Do you see how it turned to butterfly? Now my left hand's going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to switch hands. So this hand now is going to go here. It's going to bounce under and it's going back. Do you see how it's going into same direction and opposite direction? Now my right hand's going to do the exact same thing again. It's going to bounce under and it's going to reverse and we're back to almost like a butterfly, right? And then my right hand's going to do it and we're back to same time again, or same direction, I'm sorry. And then you just repeat the pattern over and over again. Here, here, here. Good. Now if you do it really fast, now if you can get that part down, if you can just get it, time it out, get it, time it out, get it, time it out, get it, time it out. If you can do that, then do it every bounce, like every rotation. So here, here, well, you kind of get it. Boom, 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 boom. Just do it. And then practice moving your arms across the space of it too. It's really fun. It's a fun move. You can do it with crystal poi. I love. That's probably one of my favorite poi just because I like to spin fast. I'm not very technical with poi. You can get away with a lot of different kinds of poi with that, but you can also get away with glow strings. Hopefully that helps. That's something a little bit different at least instead of nunchucks for today. So enjoy.